studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Reva University, Greenply and ICICI Lombard.
Ladies and gentlemen, 10 years ago, the entire nation came together after the Nirbhaya case to demand that the monsters who commit such crimes are put to death under the law. Tonight, we are at the crossroads once again because the rapists of Bilkis Bano, who committed the most horrifying of crimes, have been freed. Everything that India fought for has been undone. Why? Is it because elections are round the corner in Gujarat? Appeasement of rapists cannot become a precedent in our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us, let's debate.
In 2008, a CBI court in Mumbai sentenced 11 accused to life imprisonment. Their crime, so barbaric, so ghastly and so graphic, it will send shivers down anyone's spine.
We had seen the violence that had broken out in 2002, and Bilkis Bano, merely 21 years old and 5 months pregnant, in fact, had been attacked. There were at least 15 other family members of hers that were with her. And during that time, she had been surrounded by these mob, these convicts. She had been surrounded, she had been brutally gang raped.
These criminals deserved death penalty. Instead, they were released, felicitated with garlands, fed sweets, and adorned with tilaks. It's a hero's welcome for barbarians of the highest order.
Supreme Court अर्जी करो हमारे नंबर करी.
Shockingly, the state government constituted panel had 2 BJP MLAs in the jail advisory board that decided to release these monsters. Back at home, Bilkis' family is in shock.
This is the place where the visuals, the very shocking visuals had come to light, right here outside of the Godhra sub-jail, from where the convicts in fact were being felicitated. There were several people who had been garlanding them, distributing sweets and in fact congratulating them from getting out of the jail, and that was really the mood right here at the Godhra sub-jail.
तो बिल्किस एकदम शॉर्ट और माहिश हो कि आज मेरी 18 साल की लड़ाई को एक ही झटके में ख़त्म कर दिया. सिक्योरिटी का बहुत बड़ा इशू है क्योंकि वो लोग जब पैरल पे आते थे, जो पैरल पे आके घर पे आते थे, तब भी हमको डर था. वो थोड़ा था, अब ज़्यादा बढ़ गया है कि अब हम आगे का भविष्य कैसे तय करेंगे बच्चों के साथ.
Less than 4 months to the Gujarat elections, the outrage is muted from those set to contest the polls.
उनको नहीं लगता, बल्कि पूरे देश में जो सच्चाई को और इंसाफ को मानते हैं उन सबको ये लगता है कि भाजपा की सरकार ने दोगलेपन की पॉलिसी को अपनाया है. भाजपा की सरकार एक्यूज को इनाम देती है और जिनको इंसाफ चाहिए उन पर जुल्म करती है.
रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी से कि आप कल जो हुआ गुजरात में बिल्किस बानो की रेपिस्ट को रिहा करने वाली बात, पहली बात तो इस बात पे आपको इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए, इंटरफियर करना चाहिए और जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ गुजरात की ऑर्डर है उसको रिवर्स करना चाहिए, उसको रिसाइंड करना चाहिए, क्योंकि एक गलत है, एक गलत संदेश हम दे रहे हैं इस देश को कि जिस आदमी ने रेप किया वो बाहर आता है, उसको लड्डू वड्डू खिला के स्वागत किया जाता है उसका.
The nation came together after Nirbhaya to ensure no rapist can commit such horrors without fear of the law. 10 years later, it will all stand defeated if these 11 convicts are celebrated and integrated into the society. All the tough talk on justice and empowerment cannot ring hollow today.
This House passed the law that death penalty in such cases should be given. I want to remind the country that had culprits been given their due by giving them death penalty and brought to books, at least the fear of God, the fear of law would have gone into their minds, and they would not have engaged in the kind of crimes which are happening.
The nation is watching closely. Will those with the lawful power to act intervene? Let's debate.
Viewers, I've already made my position quite clear on this, and I have with me Waris Pathan, Ranjana Kumari, Zeba Yasmin of the Samajwadi Party, Kapil Madan, and Bachu Srinivas of the TRS on one side. I have Rahul Ishwar and Karan Verma, and Professor Sangeet Ragi and Deshratan Nigam, advocate of the Supreme Court, on the other. The BJP doesn't appear to be officially talking about this right now. They should. They should. In fact, the Gujarat government should. They need to own up for what they have done. And I don't know how this can be justified. Professor Sangeet Ragi, how is this justified? What is this celebration of the rapists for? What is the point that the Gujarat government is trying to make?
No, Arnab, I don't think that it is the Gujarat government which is celebrating the release of all these convicted people. But certainly there it is the family members who, after seeing them coming back from the jail, are celebrating it. The important point is to question the remission policy, that premature release of such people, how is it possible? And when Mr. Radheshyam approached the Supreme Court, I think that the Supreme Court should have taken cognizance of the fact and should not have sent rather back to the state government. And the moment you give such kind of opportunity to the state government, certainly I think that the state government all over the country or in all parties have used used this apparatus, to give the premature release. And might be because of the election nearing, and I'm not denying it. But I think that there is something wrong with the law itself.
No. It's not about the law. It's not about the law. See, you are also looking a little unsure today. Professor Sangeet Ragi, 1 minute. It's not about the law. It is about the politics. Let's be very clear about it. The Gujarat government, the BJP government in Gujarat thought that if we release these 11, either the media will not notice it, or we will say we have a technical reason to release them. The fact is, there is no technical reason to release. The release has happened because there is a jail board committee. In the jail board committee, there are 2 BJP MLAs. The jail board committee and therefore the BJP MLAs and therefore the BJP has decided to release Bilkis Bano's rapists. This is the viewers, the reality. Is there any other view tonight, viewers? Is there any other view on the debate? Can I have 2 versus 2? And I'd like to bring in Ranjana Kumari on the debate. Thank you very much. Ranjana.
Well, Arnab, the message today is that you can gang rape and you can get remission. You can be released. The message today is that you can murder and you can be released. The law which was brought after Nirbhaya means nothing today. It's really nothing. It's such a disappointment. We are so upset about the decision of the Gujarat government. But let me ask you a question, Arnab. You always ask questions. Number one, if state government has released them, then what was the instruction given to them when remission orders were issued to the state government? Wasn't it clear that if you are a rape convict and if you are in jail for life, you cannot be, for all heinous crime, you cannot get remission. So that was the central government's, whatever instructions that were given. So what has really happened that state government could take on themselves and then release them on remission? Second question is that CBI investigated. CBI, central agency, which is Government of India's agency, investigated and released them. State government gets the power to release them. How? Why? And also that when the conviction was really, upheld by the Bombay High Court and the Supreme Court of India, what kind of a power state government has? And how could they really get this remission? Now, look, and also we have heard and we know that the family was not asked. There was no discussion. They were not aware what was going to happen. No protection has been given to them. Nothing. And all of a sudden, 11 rapists, murderers are at large. So leave them all. Why are you keeping any of them under the similar circumstances? This is a precedence in law now, that you can get remission even if you are a rapist, you are a murderer. What is all this hanging, political talk about hang them? What is this? So today, no woman is safe in India. If you are gang raped, you have no place for justice, and no woman will ever believe the justice system. If Supreme Court does not intervene now and reverse this whole thing, this is total travesty of justice against women of India. This is not one Bilkis Bano. We have fought. We have been 4 days. We were in that cold in India Gate. You know all, Arnab. You were standing by us when we struggled for all this, when we got the law, when we got these men behind the bar. But what is the situation today? Why nobody from the center is speaking today? Why nobody is saying the state has done wrong? Why is this silence? Because women doesn't matter. Because gang rapes and rape culture is an acceptable phenomena in this country. Because we are not bothered about
Please don't take it that far.
Going and butchering Bilkis Bano tomorrow. We are not bothered about that. We are not bothered about any woman in this country. There's no respect for dignity of women. I'm absolutely appalled since the day and that is too on 15th of August. We were celebrating our constitution, which gives us equality. We are proud. We are really, really proud of our nation, our democracy, our justice delivery system. But is this justice? Can anyone today on this panel say this is justice? Can anyone really support such an idea of remission, that you can just release them just like that? And also, the biggest question today is that what is going to happen to all the rapists who are behind the bar?
No, I take this particular case, and thank you for the question. Rahul wanted to intervene. I just want to say something, Rahul, before you intervene. If we are going to determine law based on the religion of the victim or the religion of the perpetrators, and if we are going to say, I'll be very direct today, Rahul, that Bilkis Bano is a Muslim. No, I'll be very clear about it. You may not want to hear it, but I will say it. Because if we don't say it, I don't know who will. No political party has the guts before the Gujarat election to speak openly. All opportunistic. Parties who speak in Delhi are quiet in Gujarat. Is this any crime? 11 men gang rape a 20-year-old? And not just that, they are convicted under due process of law. And should I forget, Rahul, that not only did they gang rape her, they smashed her 3-year-old daughter's head on a stone, broke her skull, and then proceeded to gang rape Bilkis and gang rape her to the point where she lost consciousness.
Arnab ji,
And then one minute. I want the Chief Minister of Gujarat to say, I did it. I challenge the Chief Minister of Gujarat to come on television and say, I did it. For he cannot say today, Rahul, I did not know that this happened. Because the two BJP MLAs are from Godhra and their adjoining constituency. A state government could have rejected the advisory committee recommendations. And on what basis Deshat and Nigam were two BJP MLAs made part of the advisory committee? Was there prejudice and political bias not obvious?
Absolutely.
Were the recommendations of the advisory committee binding, Mr. Chief Minister of Gujarat? Tell me. You see, people are citing the law as if we are all fools. This is not law. This is absolute discretion. And it's a moment today in our history if we remain quiet about this. Yes, please, Rahul, go ahead. I'm sorry I took your turn.
No, please. Arnabji, one part of my heart goes out to you, and I love Arnab Goswami for that outrage he expresses, and I respect Ranjanaji's words for it. Just one submission. What happened to Bilkis Bano is absolutely horrifying and shameful, and any Indian, whether they belong to any community, will have a spine-chilling moment when they remember her effort. And I absolutely don't agree with the particular community color marks regarding the rapist by one particular person I would not like to name. They were telling they were from some particular community. Those kind of remarks should be avoided. Bilkis Bano is an Indian, and we should feel ashamed and sad about what happened. But we should also remember they have been in jail for 15 years. They have been convicted under a due process. The court has punished them for 15 years of time. Whenever we punish, we always believe in the reformative theory. I don't know whether they have reformed or not, but Indian constitution and our criminal justice system believes in a reformation. And these people, I don't know whether they change. But at the same point of time, let us question the law and policy.
No. They're being, please don't say that. Answer my specific questions out here. Please answer my specific question here. Waris wants to come into the debate, so I'll have the two lawyers, Waris and Deshratan Nigam, right now. If this is not set right, if this case is not set right, there will be many questions raised, and there should be. Waris and Deshratan Nigam. I think the Supreme Court has to intervene right now to say discretion has been overplayed in this case. Waris. I can't hear you, Waris.
Many thanks to you, Arnab, for having a debate on Bilkis. First of all, many thanks to you, Arnab, for having a debate on Bilkis Bano. No other channel had a debate today. None of these leaders from the so-called secular parties had the guts to come forward and condemn whatever has happened by releasing those 11 monsters, except our party president Asaduddin Owaisi. We have been fighting for this since the last 3 days. Now today, Arnab Goswami, let me bring the facts before the nation. The entire nation knows what has happened to her. Her immediate neighbors, whom Bilkis Bano used to call uncle, brother, they raped her when she was 5 months old pregnant. They took tells. They killed her mother. They killed her sister. Her 3-year-old daughter, her head was banged on the stone and she was killed. She fought. I think Bilkis suffered that trauma twice. Once on the day when she was raped, and other day was on the 15th August when the Prime Minister of our country said that Nari ka samman karna chahiye. He spoke about Nari Samman, Nari Abhiman, and his party, the BJP-led government in Gujarat, released those 11 convicts without following the due process of the Supreme Court guidelines. It was against the remissions policy. The policy of 2014 clearly said that a murder accused or a gang rape accused cannot avail of that policy. Then what made them? And two of the persons who were the members of the JBC committee, they were the MLAs of the BJP. So what justice do you expect? And when they come out of the jail, those 11 monsters, they are being garlanded. Arnab, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad garlanded them. Sweets were offered to them as if they have come out. Not only that, one of the leaders said they are good Brahmins. They are quite nice people. Are they nice people? They are monsters. Do they have the courtesy to come out? I would like Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of our country, to immediately pass an order. Recall the release order of the granting this remissions to the 11 monsters who are roaming free. Yesterday, Bilkis Bano had given a statement to the media, a press release, saying that I am fear. Please allow me to live my life now at least. I and my husband have been fighting this battle in the court for so long. The courts have convicted them. Now what has the BJP government done? Merely because the Gujarat elections are coming forward, Arnab. The BJP does not want to lose their vote bank. This is the appeasement policy which is being played by the BJP government, and that is the thing today which is happening in the country, because Modi says something from Lal Kila, respect the women, but when it comes to the respect of the women, on that very day, 11 monsters are granted remissions. Those are monsters, Arnab. Do you feel that those monsters should be roaming freely in our society? What they will do tomorrow? Tomorrow again they will commit such kind of incidents, and they will feel that, okay, we will get the courtesy of this remissions policy and will come out again after committing such serious crime. So Arnab, I would like the Prime Minister of the country to step forward, come forward, see to it, the order granting them remissions. I'm
quite clear on this. You can't, I'm quite clear on this. What is, they raped her. They raped her. when she was 5 months pregnant. They killed her 3-year-old daughter, smashed her skull against a rock, and they are walking free right now, and whoever is celebrating for them should also be put in. Now, question being, Deshratan Nigam, the only argument has been so far technicality. Blame the Supreme Court. How can one blame the Supreme Court? How can one blame procedure? There is a 2014 law. The remission policy has been contravened by the state government. And there must be an admission of this, because if there is no admission of this, then the entire criminal justice system will be put under question. It will. Deshratan Nigam, you know that. There is no defense in this case.
Arnab, in fact, personally speaking, anybody who roasted that particular train and consequently this heinous crime, none should be released. And therefore, however, the Supreme Court directed the state government to take a decision. The appropriate government was the Gujarat government under section 432 and 433 CRPC. And they have taken a decision, and that decision can be challenged in a court of law, which is that whether this is arbitrary, the discretion which has been used by them is arbitrary or not.
That decision was against the policy of 2014, Mr. Deshnikam.
Judicial review will lie.
That policy was against the remission policy initiated by the Supreme Court in 2014.
Let me answer.
And that policy says that such kind of crimes is not covered by 432.
Let me answer. The Supreme Court said that the 1992 policy will apply because that is the policy which existed at the time of offense was committed. It is not the subsequent policies, but the Supreme Court, there's a laid down precedent that when the offense is committed, the policy existing at that point of time will apply. This is what Supreme Court has said in various judgments, and it is for everybody to see. If you are not aware of it, I can't help it.
2014
secondly, let me also point out.
Superseded the 1992 policy on Supreme Court's orders.
No.
The Gujarat government itself admitted that after 2012 order Supreme Court, the 1992 policy had to be changed. And it wasn't consistent with the law anymore. Sir, kindly see the Supreme Court and the Gujarat High Court.
Let me answer.
Kindly go through it. The Gujarat government statement, kindly go through it. Don't mistake the nation, sir. Don't mistake the nation.
Let me answer. As a lawyer, let me answer. Don't shout at me. Don't shout at me. Don't shout at me. Please, you should have patience to hear. You should have patience to hear. Please hear me. Hear me patiently. You can answer then. Let me answer. Any change or therefore I am telling you, any policy which is changed is not retrospective, it is prospective. If it is changed in 2014, it will apply subsequently 2014 onwards. It will not apply when the offense was committed. And the policy will be applicable only.
Sir, you need to understand this in perspective. I'm sorry to intervene, sir. You see, you qualified your introductory remarks by saying that all those who roasted the victims on the train must also face justice, and I agree with you. You made the comparison, not me. Now let me say one thing to you, Deshratan-ji. The reality of the burning alive of people on the train in Godhra is a truth. The reality of the post-Godhra riots is also a truth and cannot be denied. So while the state government rightly goes after Tista Setalvad for concocting a political conspiracy narrative, you cannot cast aside what happened to people like Bilkis Bano either. She is a victim of a riot and a terrible victim of a horrible riot. She deserves justice. Question today therefore will be on the balance and neutrality of the state government and the danger. Deshratan Nigamji, you are a Supreme Court lawyer, you will realize, is that if the state government does not set it right by revoking the commission of sentences, then it is diluting its own legal case where Tista Setalvad and the lobby are claiming there is state-sanctioned violence, which is wrong. The case against Teesta Setalvad is extremely strong. I think it need not be diluted by doing things which raise a question over the objectivity of the state government. And if the state government does not set it right by appealing to the courts to rely on the 2014 revised policy, the 2014 revised policy makes rape and murder convicts ineligible for remission.
Exactly.
It makes them ineligible for remission, I repeat, with all the conviction at my command. I don't know who the Advocate General of Gujarat is, but someone should teach him the law. How is this allowed to happen? The state government could not have agreed to it. Okay, Deshratan ji, please complete and Kapil will come into it. Viewers.
See, so far as my emotions go, I am with you. There is no doubt about it. But the existing law, which is there, is that when the offence is committed, the policy existing at that point of time will apply. This is what Supreme Court has said. Not the subsequent policies.
Sir,
subsequent policies will apply prospectively, not retrospectively.
I'm asking you, okay, Ranjana is coming in, and then I'll get Kapil in and Bachu in.
This question, should this be applied to heinous crime like rape, murder?
No, there's no should there.
Should this apply to them also?
There's no should there. No.
It is applied. It is applied. It is applied. The Supreme Court set free Rajiv Gandhi's murderers. Supreme Court set free Rajiv Gandhi's murderers.
Which way are you trying to justify this? You are trying to say that
nobody can justify this.
No. Why? How are you justifying the action of the state government, putting political people on the committee and taking a decision?
Release the murderers of Rajiv Gandhi. Ranjana ji.
No. 1 minute. Since we are on fact, we should not speak over each other. Since we are on an important fact and a very important debate, and I call upon today that if there has been misinterpretation of the 2014 law, then I think it will be only apt that the Supreme Court of India intervene before the injustice is allowed to continue. And having said that, I would, with all humility, say the following. The Gujarat government has committed a grave ethical error and a legal error. The legal error is this, that the Gujarat government itself, and Kapil can debate this, had Kapil and Karan will debate now. Gujarat government had formulated a fresh policy in 2014, Karan, wherein listed cases where remission could not be granted, included those in which the prisoners were convicted for a crime investigated by the CBI and where prisoners were convicted for murder with rape or gang rape.
Right.
So how did the 2014 policy not apply?
No.
Can I Karan wants to come in first, after that Kapil,
Yeah. Unfortunately, Arnab, we are let down today by the system also. No doubt the Gujarat government has let us down. Their heads should hang in shame. I agree with you on that. But unfortunately, what Mr. Deshratan Nigam said is actually legally correct. The 92 remission comes into play and this cannot act retrospectively, the 2014 one. Now, should the Supreme Court take cognizance of it? Should the government, should the Gujarat Attorney General come in?
No.
Someone needs to course correct this. But unfortunately, this is what the law is.
No, I'm sorry, but the way it is, you're not being logical about it. You are saying, Kapil, he's saying that the Supreme Court is trying to blame the Supreme Court by saying that the Supreme Court asked the state government based upon its earlier 1992 policy, to which I would argue, let's be logical. There is a 2014 policy, and the 2014 policy, does it say anywhere that this will not apply to crimes committed before 2014? It doesn't say that.
That's the precedent of the Supreme Court.
No, it does. Don't shoot off the Supreme Court shoulder. Don't shoot off the Supreme Court shoulder. It's a decision of the executive of the state of the Gujarat government. Don't shoot off the Supreme Court shoulder. Kapil is countering. Kapil.
Okay.
Yes. So I will give they've raised a technical legal question and I will respond to their legal objection. Now, Arnab, it is a settled law. Once the Supreme Court has when any court has sentenced someone for life, it means that it is for their entire life. It is not for 14 years. However, there is a benevolent policy, which is a remission policy. And I mean, under that policy, the state can consider after serving 14 years, whether the prisoner should be released as per the remission policy or not. Now, when does your right to apply to the remission will accrue? The right will accrue only once you have completed your 14 years. And that is where, in a situation like this, I mean, once your 14 years are passed, and you have a new policy in force, now you can't argue.
I'm getting it. Viewers, this is the fine print. 1 minute. Just a point. Interesting debate.
The fact is, Gujarat government has screwed up, but so has the Supreme Court.
No. Don't equalize this. I understand the argument. Very interesting here. I want Bachu Srinivas to come in. The argument is, just one point. In 1992 was the policy in force.
15 years and 4 months.
No, 1 minute. Don't argue technically. How can you argue technically in a case like this? Where is a sense of justice? Are you going to be blind to a sense of justice?
I agree with you. I completely agree with you, but we have to correct the technical flaws here.
No, you are using the technicality. I'm sorry.
To correct the technical flaws, Arnab.
No, sir, please. No, Karan. Just 1 minute. I need to put this in perspective. Sangeet Ragi. I just 1 minute. Mr. Ragi, 1 minute. Mr. Ragi, I want to talk to the viewers for a minute.
Allow me to say a few.
No, Mr. Ragi, I want to speak to the viewers for a minute. I want to speak to the viewers for a minute. I want to speak to the viewers for a minute, if you may. Viewers, let me tell you my view. My view is that when the case, unfortunate incident happened, as Ranjana Kumari said, we all agitated. We went all out. And there was no technicality. We put pressure. And the parliament felt the pressure. And the law had to be changed. Justice Verma was given the responsibility. New laws were brought in. The pressure was built. Did anybody say at that point of time, Bachu Srinivas, no, there's a technicality. We don't need to give justice to Nirbhaya's family or to Nirbhaya because technically we can't. No, we changed the law to suit the purpose of justice. Today we are denying the purpose of justice by using a technical loophole. Bachu.
Therefore, the law, even in this case, nobody justifying. There are only two elements of the. There are two elements of the whole thing. One is the moral element, and the second is the legal element.
Sir, I am telling you, don't blame the legal element.
No, what has happened is wrong. The second, legal, as far as the legal questions are concerned, we can.
No. You are blaming the law.
Life, not just life for 14 years or 20 years.
No.
Life meant the whole life.
Ranjana ji.
According to the change in sexual assault laws,
Ranjana ji.
Legal acts not right.
No, Ranjana ji, the message that is going around, and I agree with you on this, that if a woman has the guts to speak up against her rapists and rough it out through the legal system, she is rewarded like this. And the message is, if a woman fights for her rights, then those who raped her and killed her child will be back, will be garlanded, will be given laddus and celebrated. We in this country, Bachu Srinivas, are seeing the celebration of rapists 10 years after Nirbhaya. This is reality. And then we are trying to find this legal loophole and that legal loophole to justify what happened and shove off the responsibility to someone else. Bachu Srinivas, please, from Hyderabad, from spokesperson of the TRS, please. I heard KTR there. What do you think, Bachu? Bachu ji.
Release of the rapist. Nobody.
We condemn the releasing of these rapists, and as our working president, Mr. KTR, demanded, and he asked Prime Minister to interfere in this issue, and he asked to cancel the releasing order, and it is the time to interfere the Prime Minister to prove his honesty, because he has spoken a lot of things at the time of independence from the Lal Killa, that Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, these kind of slogans will come from the, it is not the question of BJP or something else. This is the time, this is not the time to do the politics which is happening in Gujarat. We demand from our side, not as a TRS, be as a humanist,
Yes.
We against all these kind of things. That is, we demanding straight away. Already the BJP government is failure in every aspect in this nation. Now it is saving the people who are such kind of culprits.
Rahul.
This is not the way at all.
You have to politicize this. There is a legal aspect. There are people who can go to Supreme Court and challenge this.
You wait 1 minute. You kindly wait 1 minute. What kind of message? This is not be expected. The people of India are not expected from Modi ji's government. This is not the kind of we and as a public, not as a TRS. We expected a lot of things from Modi ji. This is not the thing which is happening in the nation. We condemn. We strictly the releasing order has to be cancelled. What kind of celebrations are going in Gujarat?
And this is
people
not
are saying that they are belong to their
I'd like Zeba Yasmeen of the Samajwadi Party also now to come in on this. Zeba, over to you. You heard all sides. What's your take?
Arnab, thank you for talking about this. Every panelist here, I could feel with the tone that everybody is sitting here with a heavy heart. Even people who are supporting the technical things, they are also sitting here with a heavy heart because it is very inhuman which happened. And it's over 2 decades Bilkis Bano has been suffering. It's not a small period. And our Prime Minister belonged to the same state. Our Home Minister belonged to the same state. It is a big talked about case. And still nobody from government is talking about it. Where is our National Minister of Women and Child Welfare? When the controversy happened about her daughter in Goa bar case, she did press conference within 24 hours. And till now, we did not get a single statement from her. At least she could have requested to rethink of the decision. It's a small thing. She could have given a statement to request to rethink the decision, but we did not get. See, this Gujarat thing happened because everybody knows that Gujarat elections are approaching, and this welcome which happened, and we saw the video, that Garlanded, that Tilak, that Laddu, that is a threat to every woman of the country, I would say. It is a threat to Zeba Yasmeen sitting here. It is a threat to Ranjana ji sitting here. It is a threat to our freedom. It is a threat to our self-respect also. We would talk against the law. This is not law.
I believe everyone in this panel will agree with that, and through Arnabji, I would like to request this garlanding and giving speech is absolutely unacceptable. I support the law, legal side, but this garlanding and giving speech is very irritating, to say the least. Yeah, true.
One more submission. One more submission. As you people are talking about the remission 1992, dear sir and respected sir from Supreme Court lawyer, talking about the remission 1992, the offence has taken place in 1992. So this will not, 2004 remission, revised remission will not be applicable. Something he's telling. I would like to tell you one thing. Nothing he's written that this is applicable only for such kind of offences. 1992 remission is applicable. Such kind of things are not written in that
Supreme
that
Court
1992
says
remission.
Judgments of the
You kindly consider my word.
There are judgments of the Supreme Court.
That it cannot be considered retrospectively. It cannot be considered retrospectively.
No, the reality also is now, the unfortunate reality in this case also is, the unfortunate reality, I need to make one more point, Ranjana ji. The unfortunate reality is this, that today, any political party,
let every woman of this country suffer. Let them get gang rape. Let us have rape culture. Let us, every woman's dignity be violated in the public. No. Legally, you want to say that it was all right for a state government, which is a politically, democratically elected government, not to respect violation of dignity of a woman, not to respect murder of a child.
Ranjana ji, on this, I have one thing to say. The BJP used to be at the forefront of demanding death to rapists. Where is the BJP today? Point number 2, not just BJP, let me tell you. Where is Arvind Kejriwal today? Yesterday he did a big gala show, Make India #1. He was positioning himself for Prime Ministership. Not one word from Kejriwal on this. Because if Kejriwal feels if he speaks on this, he will lose politically in Gujarat. And that's a question to Kejriwal. Why is he quiet? It's a reality. This is not about technical loopholes. Let's be clear, Anjana ji. This is about politics.
Yes.
This is about deliberately.
I said, where is Kejriwal?
This is about politics.
Where are the so-called secular leaders, Arnab? Why no word of condemnation? The women of our country, Arnab, will get justice only and only if Mr. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the country, revokes the release order, send them to jail again.
That is, perhaps we'll have to see if that is one approach. No. Perhaps that is one approach. The other approach could be if the Supreme Court intervenes and says that in the highest principles of jurisprudence and precedent, there has been too much political discretion used, and the Supreme Court in its wisdom can step in on this matter. I hope the Supreme Court does. I sincerely hope the Supreme Court does, because I cannot expect anything at this point of time from political parties.